Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Zai. You already know what time it is. But basically, before I even get into what I want to get into, I do got another channel. It's FMO ENT, all caps, with a space in between. But basically, that channel, I'm gonna start dropping music. I'm gonna start doing videos, and I'm gonna start just really putting my music out there. I know some people, they tend to want to go into the whole age thing, but at the end of the day, man, it really doesn't matter. Because you don't necessarily have to rock with the music, but there is people out there in other states and other countries that's really rocking with my music. So, I'll give it a little bit of a go, and then when I'm tired of doing it, I'll just let it go. But on that note, man, let me just get into what I really want to talk about, which you can already tell by the byline exactly how I'm going to go with it. See, when I come on social media, I don't come on here to disrespect nobody. It's no secret that I don't like any PCs, no 2.5s. I don't like nothing that's trash. If you're a homie, I rock with you. If you're a solid gangster, I rock with you. If you're an average day businessman that I deal with, I rock with you. I rock with people that actually trying to accomplish things. The ones that really ain't trying to do nothing, I don't necessarily shun them, but I don't necessarily put myself in those positions to really deal with certain people. And not that there's anything wrong with them, it's just they tend to bring out a darker side of an individual. Now, anybody that has been on the streets for as long as I have, and been doing things for as long as I have, which is not to say that mine is anywhere on the level of unique, because as you can see with the double S, we everywhere, and always we in other countries, you know what I mean, and not just South America and Central America. I'm talking about in European countries where it is grimy, you know what I mean, like the UK and other spots. We there, you know what I mean. It may not be as apparent because for the most part dudes are out there working, they're doing their thing, or they're with family, but that's besides the point. I don't get on social media to diss nobody except the cats that feel like if they got issue with me. But the thing is, I would diss them and I would tell them to their face I don't like them. There's a lot of cats on social media that I would have absolutely no interaction with outside of that everyday, not even the everyday dealings, but just maybe come across their video. Now, I don't necessarily hate on that. If it's a PC, I don't watch their stuff. But there's dudes that I don't like, but I still support in some way because, I watch their videos, kind of entertaining. It's no hate, as long as you double S and you're doing your thing, I'm going to try to support it any way I can. Now, I say all that to say this. There's a lot of cats that are supposedly northerners on my channel, which I don't understand why you're here in the first place, and no disrespect towards you, but if you're going to come to the channel and you feel like there's something I'm saying that can actually impact your life, or maybe you just like the fact that motherfucker just kept it gangster and ain't going out of my way to disrespect you, then I can see that. But for the ones that be on here, I know, and let me just clarify something. I ain't going to even say Norteños, because at the end of the day, most of the cats that are claiming to be Norteños are trash. They're either Northern Riders or they're dropout, whatever. And I have absolutely nothing to do with them. Most Northerners ain't gonna be on social media, especially with major platforms. It's just what it is. Their rules are a lot more stringent than ours. And see, when it comes to us, social media in jail, talking on cameras is a no-no. On the street, it doesn't matter as long as you're not putting their business out there. Some people like to think different, but if that was the case, there would be absolutely no movies made about big homies or this or that. As long as we know how to curb what we say and don't put in certain details, we're good to go. Now, for the ones that like to say, oh, when you go to jail, if I went to jail right now, nothing would happen. Nothing that couldn't happen on the street. See, in jail, you face knives and you face individuals that come in packs, because that's just the way it is. But if you mess up, nobody is waiting till you go to jail to get you. That's and the way I function and the dudes that I be out here dealing with, it doesn't take but a second to get got. So with that being said, I'll just leave it there. Nobody's untouchable. I'll tell you that for a fact. Now, for the people that come on here, especially the ones that are supposedly Northerners, and you got some that act as if oh yeah, of course he's gonna be like this, he doesn't disrespect us because he's never ran into a real Northerner. I'm gonna be brutally honest. I've been dealing with you dude since the 90s. When my homeboy first went to San Ho is when I first had my interaction with a northerner. And that's because the homie had already been bust. He already knew about them. I knew about them in juvenile hall and placements and stuff like that. I mean, not juvenile hall, but in placements we ran into them. They would, that's another story. But, you know, dudes jumped the homie. They didn't do nothing. Just jumped him. You know, one of the homies ended up blasting them fools. Like, it's just, you know, it's, so my interaction with you has not been limited to jail. It's been on the streets as well. Same with Fresno Bulldogs. When Fresno Bulldogs was F14. You know what I'm saying? When they were really pushing that. And for the most part, to be honest, like every time it's at one time, but every other time that we've went at it with the Bulldogs, them dudes really brought heat. Like, you cannot underestimate them. And it's not to glorify them, but it's just they were really with the smoke. And even when it was them and the Norteños going at it, they were really giving them fools the blues. And Corcoran, whew, you could never underestimate them cats. They will come out the cell ready to get it, like with no problem, and just really be intent on dropping shit. And there's been a few homies that's got. I just made this video just to let some of these cats know that when it comes down to us bumping heads, it's we done bumped heads a lot of times. So it's not like you dudes are intangible or somehow you know, because I don't disrespect you, I'm somehow scared of you. That would be funny, seeing that I be going upstate a lot and I don't go with packs. I don't go with my homeboys. Most of the time you see me running down south, I don't go with my homeboys. I'll be by myself because I figure if anything's gonna get popping, it's gonna get popping. I don't need a crowd to perform. I do my thing, and whether it's independent or on the streets. You don't believe me? I can give you a few cats, but prime example. I remember a dude from Napa, local. That fool called me a scrap one time, and I beat his ass out his cell next to his celly, almost down the stairs on your side of the day room. So I'm known for getting off when I'm disrespected. I don't care who's right there. And trust me, I had everybody on that yard except not a certain cats that were running thing against it. I still got off because I refused to let a dude think that he was gonna get away with it. So don't think for a second that just because old age I won't bust a grave. I'll handle my business because I respect this shit like to the fullest. I handle my business as far as like, you know, getting money, trying to really be a family man, and sometimes I fell at that, but it's just, you know, it's a constant progress, you know what I mean? It's like you gotta constantly bump your heads to figure out how to do it a better way. But if you're gonna, the whole thing is like, if you're gonna come on my channel, yeah, bitch, get active. That's exactly how I think. If it's issue, bitch, get active. Like, we ain't got nothing to talk about. I ain't gonna disrespect you on here. We just see each other and get active. Now, that's another funny thing, because a lot of cats say a lot of different things about what they'll do, but I'm always solo, and they do actually. As long as I've been on YouTube and as long as I've been being disrespectful, tell me one fool that has ran up on me on the street. I mean, I don't go out of my way disrespecting. I got family that are Damus. I got family that are Crips. You know, I got family that are homies. I got families that are Asian. You know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is. But as far as somebody thinking they're gonna do something to me, you can ask anybody. I pop up the functions by myself. I'm moving by myself. This last show that I thrown, that was the only time I brought my homeboys to the show, and that was just to represent and then sell my tickets. But other than that, I'm dolo 24/7. I'm in the street pushing in my truck, beating my music solo. So it don't matter where I'm at, I'm always gonna be me. Now that's just a bust your grade for the cats that think that, you know, I ain't about my business. I'm about everything I say I am. And that ain't even to prove it to you, because, I mean, we can compare paperwork and you'll see I'm about my business. But with that being said, man, understand, ain't nobody disrespecting you cats. I don't worry about you cats. I'm down south, so why would I be wanting to wolf all this shit? That's just something for the homies up there to handle, you know what I mean? But as far as me worried about any of you cats, go check on these dropout ass channels. Like that's another thing. That's a thing. Like if I see a northerner with a channel off the back, I know something's up with it. Why? Because they're really stringent when it comes to that. They don't. That's like really a no-no. And for the people that know, that's really been with like real northerners, you already know on how their rules are. It's like real strict. You know what I'm saying? So any cat that cricks his mouth to say that he's good now because he no longer runs with certain organizations, that's this bullshit to me. If my homie see you, it's on sight. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. Like, you hear these cats on here be like, oh, I rock with the Southerners down. How? We're no longer enemies. Or I see all types of weird stuff. Fools be sending me feeds of cats that, swear like it's like some type of bond or something. Dude, there's a dude down here that's my enemy. This fool, I see him in pictures shaking hands with dropout bust. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't get that. Like that makes absolutely no sense to me. And the more people try to press this, oh, well, it's all about raza. That's cool. But I know fools that are still getting it. And it's all about blood. It's just what it is. Until that shit ends, it's all about blood. But yeah, I just, this is just one of those, I guess, ranting videos. Do yourself a favor. Like, if you're from upstate, you know what I mean, and you don't rock with homies, it's cool. That's what we do. Like, we've been at it for so long that's just what we're programmed to do. But don't come on the channel being disrespectful. I'm not disrespecting none of you cats. If you want to go follow a channel, go follow some of them dropouts that got channels now. You know what I mean? Follow them. This channel is straight double S, and it's always going to be that way. For the people that fail to understand that, I'm not here to appease you. And for the ones that talk a gang of men, you're still following me. Like, everything that comes out of my mouth, you eat up. I'll go in and it'll be 20 comments of the same dropout. And then you'll have fools that'll be, oh yeah, well, this fool Savage is more gangster. What? That's how I know you're a weenie. Any PC that's supposedly more gangster than me, gotta prove it. But they can't. Because if they roll it up on the yard, dude, if you think a PC is your messiah, why haven't not one of those fools try to roll up and drop something? Why? Because they'd rather tell on me than to do anything. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid, dog. And neither is half the homies on social media that's really still with that double A. We're not gonna go and do nothing. See, but cats know how to get at fools. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say to you weirdos on here, that half of you probably informants. We not stupid, dog. But just do the math on that, though. As long as I've been walking the street, and I've been out since 2013, and I've been on social media for a while, tell me why all the fools that supposedly got beef with me, why haven't they ran up? Not once. Not once. That's all I'm gonna say on that. But anyways, man, no disrespect to nobody, but just stay in your lane. Go to another channel where they come, that they entertain you cats. You know what I mean? Because that's your gente or whatever. That's who you rock with. On here is double S, and mostly that down south funk. You know what I mean? But other than that, homie, enjoy your day. Biz, get active, stay active, and I got another video for you right after this.
Kneel before Zod!